Hey family, and anybody else watching, and welcome back to As For Me in My House. Today we are looking at Proverbs 16, 17, and 18. Going out to you, Clive. We are going to be looking at more comparative poetry. Stuff that we've been looking at before, studying the wise and the righteous versus what the wicked does. So today we're going to be taking a look at a lot of different topics. We'll be looking at pride, discernment, character, words, wealth, and then also friendship. And that's what we'll be talking about. And we'll also be talking a little bit about bribes because, yeah, really interesting. Pretty cool verses on that. So we'll take a look at that again, Proverbs 16 through 18 today. So, chapter 16. To the man belong the plans of the heart, but from the Lord comes the reply of the tongue. All a man's ways seem innocent to him, but the motives are weighed by the Lord. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and your plans will succeed. The Lord works out everything for his own ends, even the wicked for a day of disaster. The Lord detests all the proud of heart, but be sure of this, they will not go unpunished. Through love and faithfulness, sin is atoned for. Through the fear of the Lord, a man avoids evil. When a man's ways are pleasing to the Lord, he makes even his enemies live at peace with him. Better a little with righteousness than much gain with injustice. In his heart a man plans his course, but the Lord determines his steps. The lips of a king speak as an oracle, and his mouth should not betray justice. Honest scales and balances are from the Lord. All the weights in the bag are of his making. Kings detest wrongdoing, for a throne is established through righteousness. Kings take pleasure in honest lips. They value a man who speaks the truth. A king's wrath is the messenger of death, but a wise man will appease it. When a king's face brightens, it means life. His favor is like a rain cloud in spring. How much better to get wisdom than gold, to choose understanding rather than silver. The highway of the upright avoids evil. He who guards his way guards his life. Pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. Better to be lowly in spirit and among the oppressed than to share plunder with the proud. Whoever gives heed to instruction prospers, and blessed is he who trusts in the Lord. The wise in heart are called discerning, and pleasant words promote instruction. Understanding is a fountain of life to those who have it, but folly brings judgment to fools. A wise man's heart guides his mouth, and his lips promote instruction. Pleasant words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. There is a way that seems right to a man, but in the end it leads to death. The laborer's appetite works for him, his hunger drives him on. A scoundrel plots evil, and his speech is like the scorching fire. Excuse me. A perverse man stirs up dissension, and a gossip separates close friends. A violent man entices his neighbor and leads him down a path that is not good. He who winks with his eye is plotting perversity. He who purses his lips is bent on evil. Gray hair is a crown of splendor. It is attained by a righteous life. Better a patient man than a warrior, a man who controls his temper than one who takes a city. The lot is cast into the lap, but its every decision is from the Lord. Chapter 17. Better a dry crust with peace and quiet than a house full of feasting with strife. A wise servant will rule over a disgraceful son, and will share the inheritance as one of the brothers. The crucible for silver and the furnace for gold, but the Lord tests the heart. A wicked man listens to evil lips. A liar pays attention to a malicious tongue. He who mocks the poor shows contempt for their maker. Whoever gloats over disaster will not go unpunished. Children's children are a crown to the aged, and parents are the pride of their children. Arrogant lips are unsuited to a fool. How much worse lying lips to a ruler. A bribe is a charm to the one who gives it. Wherever he turns, he succeeds. He who covers over an offense promotes love, but whoever repeats the matter separates close friends. A rebuke impresses a man of discernment more than 100 lashes a fool. An evil man is bent only on rebellion. A merciless official will be sent against him. Better to meet a bear robbed of her cubs than a fool in his folly. If a man pays back evil for good, evil will never leave his house. Starting a quarrel is like breaching a dam, so drop the matter before dispute breaks out. Acquitting the guilty and condemning the innocent, the Lord detests them both. Of what use is money in the hand of a fool, since he has no desire to get wisdom? A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. A man lacking judgment strikes hands in pledge, and puts up security for his neighbor. He who loves a quarrel loves sin. He who builds a high gate invites destruction. A man of perverse heart does not prosper. He whose tongue is deceitful falls into trouble. To have a fool for a son brings grief. There is no joy in the father of a fool. A cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. A wicked man accepts a bribe in secret to pervert the course of justice. A discerning man keeps wisdom in view, but a fool's eyes wander to the ends of the earth. A foolish son brings grief to his father and bitterness to the one who bore him. It is not good to punish an innocent man or to flog officials for their integrity. A man of knowledge uses words with restraint, and a man of understanding is even-tempered. Even a fool is thought wise if he keeps silent, and discerning if he holds his tongue. Chapter 18. An unfriendly man pursues selfish ends, and he defies all sound judgment. A fool finds no pleasure in understanding, but delights in airing his own opinions. When wickedness comes, so does contempt, and with shame comes disgrace. The words of a man's mouth are deep waters, but the fountain of wisdom is a bubbling brook. It is not good to be partial to the wicked, or to deprive the innocent of justice. A fool's lips bring him strife, and his mouth invites a beating. A fool's mouth is his undoing, and his lips are a snare to his soul. The words of a gossip are like choice morsels. They go down to a man's inmost parts. One who is slack in his work is brother to the one who destroys. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and are safe. The wealth of the rich is their fortified city. They imagine it an unscalable wall. Before his downfall, a man's heart is proud, but humility comes before honor. He who answers before listening, that is his folly and his shame. A man's spirit sustains him in sickness, but a crushed spirit who can bear? The heart of the discerning acquires knowledge. The ears of the wise seek it out. A gift opens the way for the giver, and the ushers him into the presence of the great. The first to present his case seems right, till another comes forward and questions him. Casting the lot settles disputes and keeps strong opponents apart. An offended brother is more unyielding than a fortified city, and disputes are like the barred gates of a citadel. From the fruit of his mouth a man's stomach is filled. With the harvest from his lips he is satisfied. The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit. He who finds a wife finds what is good, and receives favor from the Lord. A poor man pleads for mercy, but a rich man answers harshly. A man of many companions may come to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. I look at these and just reading all these comparisons, I'm like, oh god, I fall on the bad side of so many of these comparisons, and it's rough. But looking at these, I look at these and I'm so thankful for your friendship, Clive. When I look at these, I'm like, good grief, there's so much that I look up to you for, and I read these and I'm like, man, there's so much wisdom and discernment that you may not even realize that you do on a day-to-day basis, and I'm so thankful for it. There's two pieces in here that I thought was really interesting. 17:17 says, a friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. There's a note here. Old Testament puts great emphasis on close family relationships. Surprisingly, Proverbs rates a good friend even higher, for he or she, quotes, sticks closer than a brother. Fair weather friends are common, and the wrong kind of companions will bring you trouble. But a true friend loves you at all times, even when things are bad. I mean, I think about that. Any of the disagreements, though they may not be huge between us, any disagreements or anything, they've always been handled with grace and that friendship. But again, it is this friendship. I think about that because I'm like, good grief, I talk to you, my friend, so much more often than even my own brothers, and I value you so much and your opinion and your expertise, and like I said, that friendship. So please know that. The other part that I thought was interesting is this bit on bribery, because you get two different messages here in Proverbs. And I know we blitzed through those, but there are a couple verses that are pretty interesting. So it's, 17:8 and then 17:23. 17:8 says, a bribe is a charm to the one who gives it. Wherever he turns, he succeeds. So a bribe is a charm, and wherever he turns, he succeeds. And then verse 23 says, a wicked man accepts a bribe in secret to pervert the course of justice. I look at that and I'm like, oh, good grief, that seems totally conflicting. Well, there's a note here too that I thought was pretty interesting. Proverbs is utterly realistic about the hard facts of life. One is that bribery works. A complete education ought to include that fact. but it does not make bribery right. Just a few verses later, in 23, Proverbs condemns bribery. And I mean, I look at that again, and I think about something that I also value so much about your friendship is there is this realism, this pragmatic understanding of how things work. You don't sugarcoat what you want things to be. You recognize that there may be some difficulties, but here's currently how it is, and maybe here's what we can do to change it. I think I often get stuck on one of those areas and I get hyper focused. Hey, I really want it to be like this. So I'm just going to look at life this way and maybe denying the realism. Or maybe I just get embittered and look at the realistic end without realizing that, there's a specific way you can approach something to make that situation better. Regardless, I'm so thankful for your wisdom, Clive, and I really appreciate you a ton. It's worth praying about, so let's do it. My God, I thank you for my friend Clive. I thank you so much for his friendship, his discernment, his wisdom, God. You have given him all this. I thank you so, so much for this brother, Lord. God, I just pray that you continue to be with him and continue to grow that wisdom. And Lord, let me listen to it. My God, I thank you so, so much more for your son, Jesus. And in his name we pray. Amen. Well, I love you tons, Clive, and holy moly, I appreciate you. For anyone else watching, know that I appreciate you as well, and I will plan on seeing you tomorrow. Have a good one.